Article 1523, where in pursuance of a contract of sale, the seller is authorized or required to send the goods to the buyer, delivery of the goods to a carrier, whether named by the buyer or not, for the purpose of transmission to the buyer, is deemed to be a delivery of the goods to the buyer, except in the cases provided for in Articles 1503, first, second, and third paragraphs, or unless a contrary intent appears. Unless otherwise authorized by the buyer, the seller must make such contract with the carrier on behalf of the buyer as may be reasonable, having regard to the nature of the goods and the other circumstances of the case. If the seller omits so to do, and the goods are lost or damaged in the course of transit, the buyer may decline to treat the delivery to the carrier as a delivery to himself, or may hold the seller responsible in damages. Unless otherwise agreed, where goods are sent by the seller to the buyer, under circumstances in which the seller knows or ought to know that it is usual to insure, the seller must give such notice to the buyer as may enable him to insure them during the transit. And if the seller fails to do so, the goods shall be deemed to be at his risk during such transit. So itong article na to, may 3 points siya, or key points. Yung first paragraph is tungkol sa delivery to the carrier. Sino ba yung carrier? Yung mga delivery truck. Yung mga FedEx, LBC, mga ganon, or delivery truck. Next paragraph is responsibility ni seller for the carrier. And then third is yung insurance notification. Start tayo sa first one. Ang general rule natin is delivery to the carrier equals delivery to the buyer. Kapag yung kontrata mo required si seller na ipadala kay buyer or sa'yo, once na pinadala ni seller yung goods kay carrier, ibig sabihin nun, delivered na rin yun kay buyer kahit hindi pa natatanggap ni buyer yung goods. Exception dito. So, pag walang delivery. Una, when a contrary intent appears. So, kapag hindi yun ang intensyon ni buyer at ni seller, gusto nila si buyer pa rin si seller pa rin ang may responsibility kahit na nadala kay carrier. So, pwede naman yun. 2. Place of delivery is the place of destination. So, itong delivery to carrier, ito ay FOB or free on board shipping point. Ito naman is FOB destination. Third, when the seller is not authorized or required to deliver the goods to the carrier. So, pag hindi naman kailangan pala i-deliver sa carrier, so wala pang delivery sa carrier. Fourth, Article 1503, paragraph 1, 2, and 3. So, may ginawa na akong separate article or video for this article. Panood na lang siya. So, general rule natin, delivery kay carrier equals delivery kay buyer. So, delivered na to once binigay mo kay carrier. The exception, no delivery. Like sabihin ng responsible pa rin dito ay si seller or pag may nawala after ma-deliver kay carrier. Dito, pag once na-deliver mo na kay carrier, si buyer na ang mamomblema. Pag may mga na-damage, nawala. Ito, general exception natin, mag-concentrate tayo dun sa exception number 2. Yung mga place of destination. Yung place of delivery is the place of destination. So, kapag cash on hand, ang theory dyan, si carrier or yung mga truck, ganyan. Agent siya ni seller at ni buyer. So, agent si carrier ni buyer para tanggapin yung goods para sa kanya or tanggapin yung delivery. Agent din siya ni seller para tanggapin naman yung bayad. So, yung risk ng loss ay kay buyer na kasi agent nga niya si carrier. Binibigyan siya ng authorization na tanggapin ang goods or accept ang delivery. Tapos meron tayong mga tinatawag na FOB, C&F at CIF. Ang sabihin lang na to, FOB ay free on board, C&F is cost and freight, CIF ay cost, insurance, and freight. Tapos, basta kung ano mga yan, basta sa shipping point, may kinalaman na to sa mga payments. Sino magbabayad? Pero siya si seller naman magbabayad ng mga yan. Ayun. Kapag sa shipping point, yan ay yung sa carrier dinala. Pag FOB or shipping point, dineliver mo kay carrier, boom, delivered na rin siya kay buyer. Pero kapag point of destination, no delivery. So, while in transit, pag may nangyari sa goods, ang mananagot pa rin nito ay si seller. Or si seller ang malulugi. May tinatawag din tayong, ito yung mga delivery methods Free alongside of or FAS vessel. Shipping point naman to. Delivery to buyer's vehicle. So, ito medyo hati. Before i-deliver sa vehicle ni buyer, ang may responsibility pa nito ay si seller. Pero after madala sa vehicle ni buyer, si buyer na ang may responsibility or magbe-bear ng loss if may nangyari during transit. Next is ex-factory point of origin. Ibig ito means the buyer is responsible for arranging and paying for all transportation and insurance costs from the seller's factory or the designated place of origin, bearing all risks associated with the shipment. So, ito yung number 3 dun sa ating delivery, yung seller is not authorized or required to deliver the goods of courier. So, ito, si buyer ang may responsibilidad sa transportation, sa mga insurance, etc. etc. Siya ang magpipick up sa factory ni seller or sa tindahan ni seller or kasama sabihin ni seller. So, siya ang may risk dahil siya ang mag-aasikaso ng delivery. Next, ex-dock point of destination. Medyo same din dito. Before makaabot to sa pinag-usapan ng dock, ang may responsible si seller. Pero after, si buyer na. Next, sample pala tayo. So, for example, B bought a mobile phone from S. The phone is to be delivered to B in 10 days. S sent the phone to LBC, which is ating carrier. LBC delivered to B. So, kailan na-deliver yung phone kay buyer? Dito. Nung sinend ni seller kay LBC or sa ating carrier, na ibig sabihin na-deliver na siya kay buyer. So, pag mga umorder ka sa mga Shopee, Lazada, once na si seller binigay na kay rider, boom, delivered na sa'yo yun. Next. Ito yung second paragraph natin. Seller's responsibility for the carrier. Ang general rule, si seller ang may responsibility or responsible for arranging transportation. Tapos, kailangan yung transportation in-arrange niya suitable and reasonable for the goods. Dahil nga si seller, siya yung may-ari ng goods before, kasi nga, binibenta niya. Alam niya kung anong nature ng goods at kung anong mga pangailangan ng goods at kung paano siya i-deliver dapat. For example, bumili ka ng vase. Si seller, kailangang ipack niya ng maayos yung vase. Lalagay niya sa bubble wrap or pwedeng lagay niya sa styrofoam, lagay niya sa kahon. Lalagyan pa niya ng mga sticker na fragile. Tapos, for example, another example is kunwari, bibili ka ng mga meat. During transport, dapat ang arrange ni seller is yung may freezer na truck. Kasi, produkto niya yan, alam niya kung ano yung suitable and reasonable arrangement or transportation for the goods. Failure of which the buyer can reject the delivery or hold the seller responsible for damages. So, kapag yung item dumating kay buyer na medyo may damage na or sira na, pwede niyang hindi tanggapin or pwedeng humingi siya ng damages. Yung third paragraph naman, of course, lahat ng mga inaano natin is unless otherwise agreed. Ito yung mga general rule. Pero syempre, pag pinag-usapan nila si buyer responsible, edi okay. So, itong third paragraph tungkol naman sa insurance. If it's usual to insure the goods being sent, the seller must inform the buyer so that the buyer can arrange for insurance. If the seller doesn't notify the buyer and the goods are lost or damaged, the seller is responsible for the risk during transit, even if the goods are technically in the possession of the carrier. Kasi 'di ba sinabi natin once na napapunta na siya kay carrier, consider deliver na siya kay buyer. So ang may-ari na to ay si buyer at ang magbe-bear ng loss ay si buyer. If yung item kailangan palang i-insure siya, dapat sinabihan ni seller si buyer. Kung hindi, pag may nangyari dito, si buyer ang lugi. Kapag hindi ni-notify ni seller, kasi alam naman ni seller parang dinadaya naman niya. Pag alam mo na dapat i-insure yung bagay, dapat inform mo si buyer. Para syempre maalagaan din ni buyer yung binili niya. Kunwari, if the goods are shipped are valuable or fragile, tulad ng electronics and art. Tapos, common na ini-insure sila, or yung bagay, dapat in-inform ni seller si buyer. Pag hindi niya in-inform, tapos na-damage yung goods, the seller could be held responsible for compensating the buyer. Tapos, technically, ang mangyayari na kasi, the seller is responsible for the risk during transit. And that's it. Thank you for watching.